Hello everyone. So I'm here to talk with you all about a little bit of my experience on TAI. So I was one of the first person to do the TAI experience. I'm from BBH, so I'm sitting here. Yeah, I just wanted to, the first thing is every sort of TAI experience is very different. I think there must be about 25 or 30 candidates like over the past 5-6 years. And what's really interesting is like absolutely everyone has got fascinating stories and very, very different stories, very different type of things they've done, things they've achieved. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just tell you a little bit about mine, what we've done up there. And yeah, so CityofGood, why CityofGood on the screen? So the first thing you do when you get a TAI brief or when you get sort of selected for TAI is you need to fundraise for what you're going to do. So the company sort of finances the trip over there. You get basically 30 days on the ground. You get an NGO with the help of Philippa. But what's really important to do beforehand is to fundraise whatever the funds to create whatever you're going to create. So what they started doing when I was at BBH is something called CityofGood, and what it was basically was a way for, I was just wondering myself like, what I would do. Like initially, I was like, I'm going to get some brownies and get some coffees and get a few pounds. Like how do you do to fundraise really? But I came with an idea which actually got quite a few people from BBH in. But the idea was like, what if everyone would donate a little bit of their time, a little bit of their skills to do something, sort of special experience. And so what I did, I got about 20-25 people from BBH. Got John Hegarty, got Nigel, a lot of BBH best people. And what I was thinking is, what could they do? And people would basically bid or try to get the time with them to do. So John Hegarty, John is like a very good wine connoisseur. So I thought, why don't you get wine tasting with him? And you could bid, enter a lottery, and then you're going to win a wine tasting with him. I got Jim Carroll, chairman, who basically will do a presentation masterclass, which probably I should have attended. And so you had like quite senior people, which gave a little bit of front-facing, more interesting. But you also had things like, we've got a coffee bar at BBH, so you could basically bid to learn how to make coffee, like a barista. The coffee bar. So I got something like 20-25 people from BBH involved, and it started being really nice. I got also a few of my clients engaged, so people like Jenny Walker donated like the Director's Plan button, which is a very sort of special and unique button. And I auctioned that. I got from Virgin Media, they offered us signed jerseys from Usain Bolt. So we got a lot of things, total there was like 40-45 items. And I hosted all of that into like a website. And the website was open for a month for people to bid. And so it started from something like a bit of an idea, which I didn't really know how to do. Something quite nice in it. So yeah, that's what I did. That's some of the experiences which happened. So like there was 50 or 60 items. I think 45 of them have happened. I'm still being chased on some of them. Don't think that'll happen when they promise. But like you can see the wine tasting with John. You can see that's my boss won, like that's a $1 trillion note. I don't know if you know this campaign from TWA, which was for the Zimbabwe, a really famous campaign a few years ago. And they had like $1 trillion Zimbabwean notes. So you could win one of them, which is in the campaign. And a few other things. So yeah, when at the end of the fundraising, I felt like a lot of people were involved. A lot of people from BBH donated their time, a lot of clients, and the support was absolutely amazing. So I thought at the end we should probably do something as well to sort of first say thank you and also just have a bit of a get together before the end. So we did with the head of Black Music, or sort of music department. We got the artist Mo, I don't know if you know, but really good artist. She came at BBH and did a little showcase, and then we got her for a party which I did with Hannah. It was my amazing lady from Wyden, so Hannah worked on site as well with me, and we decided to like join our efforts to do a party. So we had a BBH in Wyden's party. We got about 250 people from both agencies coming and helping gathering the final funds basically. So just a bit of stats, but we got 30 people from BBH who offered the talents, which, as I said, came from John and the wine, but it could be like someone who speaks Portuguese can offer some Portuguese lessons. Someone is amazing at baking or doing yoga, yoga teacher. So everyone has got skills and can do it, and everyone is absolutely, happy to give them for good, something like that. 142 people from UVH contributed, which is quite amazing for 400 people to see how, people within the agency are going together for that. There was 250 individual contributors in total, and so the total was about 11,000, 1120 euros. Quite a big amount of money. So yeah, that was just a little bit about the fundraising we did. And the most important bit is basically once you put this money, what do you do? Because it's nice to gather people and people get behind something, but the real pressure actually started there. So yeah, Hello Recife, I was really excited. I mean, the last month or two before me starting to go to Recife were so intense with that. So I was just like, oh, I'm going to Brazil, it's gonna be amazing. And at the same time I knew what I was doing, so it's time. So it's you're gonna do something, for NGO, it's something really serious. And just before I arrived, I don't know if you read or heard that on the news. A week before I went to Recife, there was it's a video film basically which went quite viral, which was about basically some young kids from some Brazilian favelas who were swimming garbage, and that was in Recife, and that was literally a week or 2 weeks before I went there. So I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be something quite serious. So I arrived there before you start inside, you know which NGO you're going to work with. So mine was called Grupo Plazas, which has been founded about 25, 26 years ago, so they're quite established in Recife. And what they do is they help street children with basically arts, music and cultural projects as a sort of educational tool to sort of reinsert the kids out of the streets and get them to think about a better future, to think about a better life out of the streets. So that's what they do. That's a few images about what the arts this NGO. And the task I had, because you always have a really specific brief. Philippe I say change the work on brief at a time. The briefs you can get with TAI are incredibly varied and different. Mine was to help this classes to sort of create and raise awareness about their brand, and also show the world what's the reality of the kids of Recife. It's quite a big sort of brand, general comms, with some briefs can be very much targeted or strategic. This one was about, we've been there for 25 years, just a bit of help to make a brand or let people know, so you're aware of what we do. And 30 days on the ground, not one more, and it's pretty tight. And the budget to make, so 11,000 obviously. That's the crew, so something really important is you're never on your own. So on the crew I should mention the 250 people who helped and contributed. But the people I had on the ground were actually essential for what we did. It's two guys from Layer Communication, which is a small agency from Recife. They've been helping for Thai projects for the third time, I think. Really great guys. I mean, they're 26 and 27. They own their company for 5 years. So just like, it's Brazil, but still, you have to work and things are different. You've got obviously the educators from Plazas. You can't really do anything without the people on the ground. They're your clients, but they're also the people who are going to have the key for whatever you're going to do. And a really important person to mention here, I don't think a lot of you will have known about my story, but Klaus Simon is a film director and photographer who's been working with various agencies for quite a while here. He helped me with the CityofGood fundraising, so he was one of the people who donated that time. He gave, there was a walk and talk with him, so you could basically get him for an afternoon in London. You choose whatever you want and it helps you to create photos. And with CityofGood, that's how I met him. And when we met, I told him about the project, so I'm going to Recife in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm a bit free, so I could join him. There was also a time where I started to gather a little bit of money, so I started to have a lot of money, but I'm not going to just spend it in media, I just need to create something. So I was like, for me, the most important is content and make the content happen. And for that, I need someone who's like, who's got the skills and can do it. So this man came for 10 days. So I had a month there, 30 days, and he was there for the last 10 days. So I knew before the project that he would be with me. So that was the crew. So first impressions. So all the photos you're going to see in this presentation are mine, so everything I've seen or things we've experienced. But the first impressions is like after just 2 days in Recife and with the NGO, you really get in a matter of seconds that this institution of street kids is happening, it's real, and it's there. And these are all kids that the NGO work with, who I was in the NGO center with them. And the first thing you see is okay, it's a very different reality. It's quite tough actually. It's like you've got kids of 9 years old who are like just sniffing glue in front of you, or you've got some crack. The crack is a massive deal there because glue is sort of okay to talk with the kid and something. When it comes to crack, it's a way of it, like you need proper medical assistance. So you see these things. That was day 2, like literally after 2 afternoons in Recife, and you see that anymore. And you see poverty as well. So we visited some favelas where some families live, and the conditions are just so precarious. So like, wow, okay, it's a whole different world there. So you see that, but at the same time, what you realize, and I think the really important point in the campaign we've done is, it's not all dark. Like the way you see favelas from outside, you always think, oh, it's danger, it's poverty, it's awful. But it's actually there are people like you and I. The kids are kids like any other kids. And they like to love, they like to play, they like to have fun. And that's why we realized really quickly as well. We just spent 3 days with them an afternoon, and you just realize they are kids like any other. And so, I'm really rattling through quickly. I hope the 15 minutes to show you all it, that's why it's confused. But what we, after just a week there and seeing the reality and what I felt before, etc. The one thing we wanted to do with the team and with the NGO, because it really captures what they are about, is we just wanted to challenge the perception from people that street kids is everything you see here. And I think if I say street kids to you before, that's probably what you have in mind. Poverty, violence, drugs. And what the NGO does is, it's just rescue them from there, just see life where everything is just these things. So we came up with an idea, which we call Tempidanas Ruas. And, as a advertising and communication professional, it's something that probably it's going to happen only once in my career. But when we wrote the brief, I'm not a strategist, but when we wrote the brief, the proposition we had was Tempidanas Ruas. That's it. Nothing else. And that actually ended up being the line, the old thoughts behind everything we did. Tempidanas Ruas means there's life in the streets, and showing basically that you think street kids is not awful, but actually there is life, drinks and hops, and if you help, you can do something with it. Just running through quickly. It was 15 minutes. So the most I'm going to show you the work basically, and there's quite a lot of work we've been able to do in these months. The first thing is when I arrived to the NGO, their website was down. You're like trying to find some information and donate, and it didn't work. When I arrived, I was okay. Well, I've got 30 days. We're going to do content, but we're still going to try and do your website because we need a website. And I asked them like, oh, so can you just tell me what you had on the website? And they were like, I don't know what's on the website. And they spent 2 days working, and they just gave me one page of A4 with like a few keywords, a little line, and I was like, oh, okay, so we need to do it. So we were like, okay, we really need to do everything. So we did websites, and we also did like content so close was coming with 10 days shooting, and we're just like, we've got a bit of money, we can do things, so let's just go and shoot what that is. So I'm going to show you a film first, which is probably the main piece we've done, and then I'm going to show you some talk.
Tem muita morte por aí. Find people, listen up. It's never too late to change your life. Essa seria para ser realizada no sertão. So you make me feel alive. Don't let me break your stride. It's like on the other side. You see all the rain coming on. You say you shine. Make it out. Meu nome é Eduarda e tenho 14 anos. Atualmente estou indo para a escola quase todos os dias. Meu sonho é que minha mãe se solte da prisão. Logo que eu vi na rua, um menino matando um cara por causa de uma pedra. E eu vi lá no cemitério meu padrasto com vários tiros na cabeça. Tem muita moto por aí e eu vejo todo dia na cidade, gente roubando, cheirando cola, pegando bico nos ônibus, aí isso aí deixa a pessoa triste. O meu nome é Damiana, eu tenho 10 anos.
Tenho 17 anos. Meu sonho é ser educador social de rua porque eu gostaria de salvar muitos amigos e muitas crianças usuários de droga. Foi da onde que eu vim. Meu Deus de praça me salvou.
Which we launched about 2-3 months after at the end of the experience. That was like February. And what was good is, usually I take it as a 1 month experience, but here we had so many people basically once that happened really carried on. So people at Glassworks, at Martian Street, Great Guns, so many different production partners, so many different people really helped to make this film come true. It takes a lot of effort in craft. There will be so many people to thank for that. And the other thing I wanted to show is, so at the same time as we did this film, we tried to capture quite a lot of images and visuals, which could be used both for, we did the website of Boise Plazas using these images. We also redid the leaflets, the banners, a lot of different things using these different visuals. And it's also going to be a billboard campaign, which hopefully is going to launch in about 2 weeks in Recife, so it will be up in the city just during the World Cup. So it says, te vida nas ruas, and we defend the dreams and talents of young people living in the streets of Recife. So yeah, a series of posters which we've done. What's amazing is all of them are the actual kids from the NGO, or all the adults you see are the educators. It was quite an amazing experience to try and shoot them for 7 or 8 days, knowing that none of them are adults. There wasn't a crew at all. It was just the film director, his assistant, me. No one spoke Portuguese. Can imagine all of this sort. There would be an entire talk just about all the anecdotes we had. We're really proud of this one actually, because that's one of the highest favelas. So this favela Baixo de Gama in Recife is one of the most sort of dangerous there. And when we did a bit of, for 1 day or 2, we were just scouting a little bit the locations where we wanted to shoot. And we found this one at the top of the hill. We could see the entire city, and this wall particularly was just amazing. So that would be just amazing if we could make a graffiti and film it and have it, on the film. But at 4 p.m. the day before, we still didn't have a graffiti artist. We didn't go to check whether we could or not. And the combination of miracles. We found an artist called Casual, who's actually an amazing street artist in Recife, was really happy to do it for just 50 quid. Yeah, it's good. And we talked to the owner of the water. Like that. And we came the day before at like 8 or 9 p.m. because we were shooting the entire day. And there was like a divorced couple, they were like about to divorce. And so only the man was there, and he was like, oh god, I can't say anything, she's gonna kill me. So I can't release it. So we went on the same morning at 6 a.m. and she was there, thankfully. And she was like, oh yeah, just find something, you don't mind. And yeah, we got so lucky. And that was the one where, if we didn't have water, we wouldn't have this picture. So just to wrap up, very last days is we've got a little bit more to come. So because Klaus was there for 10 days, we had a day or two where we could do a little bit of side projects. And I don't know if you know the Green Soccer Journal, it's like a football soccer magazine. And we did like a reportage about kids and streets and football culture in Recife. And so we managed to tie in with the NGO, so we're going to talk a lot about the NGO in the article. That's going to launch in, I think, in 2 weeks, and like a proper 8-9 pages. It's a really nice picture. And we're also going to have a reportage on IT magazine. So we did a bit of a fashion shoot. So we took 6 people from Recife, and we managed to get 2 from the NGO. So we can also tie in the story with the NGO and talk about what the classes does. So yes, that's it. Thanks very much.